Welcome to TCM, everybody. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Up next, we have a film set during World War II, but with a decidedly late 1960s anti-authority vibe. Released by MGM in 1970, it's Kelly's Heroes. Clint Eastwood plays Kelly, an infantry private. He's a soldier with unflinching loyalty to himself. When he learns there's a cache of gold bars 30 miles behind enemy lines, he begins recruiting his own army of misfits to pull the heist, with the war serving as merely a mildly annoying distraction. Joining Eastwood in the cast are two actors who, within a few years, would be among the biggest names on television. Carroll O'Connor, who'd go on to play Archie Bunker on All in the Family, and Telly Savalas, who'd play the title character on the police drama Kojak. There's also a machine gun-toting Don Rickles and Donald Sutherland, who had just appeared in the film version of MASH. Kelly's Heroes was filmed in Yugoslavia, and for a simple reason. What the movie studios earned in Yugoslavia had to stay in Yugoslavia. So earnings from previous MGM films shown there had to be spent within the borders. The upside of this proposition was that the filmmakers could borrow mechanized equipment from the Yugoslav army, which was still using tanks from World War II, so that added to the film's authenticity. From 1970, directed by Brian Hutton with a supporting cast of familiar faces from Gavin MacLeod of Mary Tyler Moore in The Love Boat, to Len Lesser, who played Jerry Seinfeld's Uncle Leo. Here's Kelly's Heroes. Kelly's Heroes was released during the tenure of MGM studio boss James Aubrey. Aubrey, who'd formerly run CBS, was known in Hollywood as the Smiling Cobra. He'd been hired by MGM with orders to begin liquidating the company. He oversaw the sale of the historic MGM backlot, as well as props and costumes from some of the studio's most famous productions. Aubrey also heavily edited the movies MGM was about to release, and he took the knife to Kelly's Heroes, much to the displeasure of director Brian Hutton and star Clint Eastwood. They had envisioned an anti-war heist comedy, but Aubrey's edits removed any subtlety the film might have had. Hutton and Eastwood weren't the only ones to feel the sting of the Smiling Cobra. Aubrey also bumped heads with well-known directors like Blake Edwards, Robert Altman, and Sam Peckinpah. Up next, The More the Merrier, a World War II comedy with Charles Coburn serving as a matchmaker for Jean Arthur and Joel McCrea. It's next on this week's edition of The Essentials with Robert Osborne and Sally Field.